Chicago O'Hare International Airport. May 25, 1979. It's the start of a busy Memorial Day weekend. Passengers stream through the terminal, eager to begin vacations, reunite with family, or head west for business. On the ramp sits a massive American Airlines DC-10, one of the largest and most advanced airliners in the world. Flight 191 is scheduled to fly from Chicago to Los Angeles. For the 271 people on board, it's supposed to be an ordinary afternoon flight. But in less than a minute, it will become the deadliest aviation accident in American history. As Flight 191 lifts off from Chicago's O'Hare Airport, disaster strikes. The aircraft has barely become airborne when its entire left engine and pylon assembly rip away from the wing and tumble onto the runway below. Yet the pilots don't know the full extent of the damage. For a few seconds, the giant DC-10 continues climbing normally. Then, without warning, the left wing loses lift, and the aircraft begins a deadly roll from which it will never recover. Witnesses on the ground stare in disbelief. Airport workers watch as the detached engine bounces violently along the runway, throwing debris in every direction. Some immediately realize something catastrophic has happened. But in the cockpit, the crew faces a far more dangerous problem. The loss of the engine damages critical hydraulic and electrical systems. Several warning systems stop functioning. Information the pilots desperately need never reaches them. To the crew, it appears they have suffered a severe engine failure. What they don't know is that a hidden chain of events has already sealed their fate. As the aircraft climbs through just a few hundred feet, the damaged left wing begins behaving differently from the right wing. During takeoff, leading-edge slats extend to increase lift at low speeds. But when the engine tears away, it damages systems that help keep those slats deployed. Without warning, the leading-edge slats on the left wing retract. Suddenly, the left wing needs a much higher speed to keep flying. The crew continues following standard engine failure procedures. They reduce speed slightly, as trained. Under normal circumstances, that would be the correct action. But Flight 191 is no longer in a normal situation. The aircraft is now flying dangerously close to the stall speed of the damaged wing. And nobody in the cockpit knows it. Then it happens. The left wing stops producing enough lift. The aircraft lurches violently. Its nose swings, the left wing drops. The DC-10 begins rolling harder and harder to the left. Passengers look out their windows and watch the ground rush toward them. Loose objects slide across the cabin. People scream. The pilots react instantly. The control columns move. The rudder pedals are pressed. Every second counts. But they are fighting a problem they cannot fully see and cannot fully understand. The bank angle increases. 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 50 degrees. The giant airliner is now almost sideways. At this altitude, there is no room to recover. No space to regain airspeed, no chance to reverse the roll. Only seconds remain. Witnesses below watch in horror as the aircraft seems to fall out of the sky. Then the left wing points almost straight down. The DC-10 slams into an open field near the airport. A massive fireball erupts into the air. Black smoke rises thousands of feet above Chicago. The explosion can be seen from miles away. In just 31 seconds after takeoff, Flight 191 is gone. Emergency crews race toward the scene. What they find is devastating. The impact and fire leave no survivors among the 271 passengers and crew. 2 people on the ground are also killed. The tragedy shocks the nation. How could one of the world's most advanced airliners be destroyed moments after takeoff on a clear day? Investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board begin searching for answers. And what they discover is alarming. Months before the accident, maintenance crews had used a shortcut to remove the engine and pylon assembly from the wing. The procedure saved time, but it also placed enormous stress on a critical attachment point. Tiny cracks formed in the structure. The damage went unnoticed. Flight after flight, the cracks slowly grew larger, until May 25, 1979. The day the weakened attachment finally failed. When the aircraft rotated for takeoff, the engine separated from the wing. The loss of the engine damaged systems that were critical to safe flight. The resulting chain of failures left the crew with little chance of recovery. The disaster was not caused by bad weather, nor was it caused by pilot error. Instead, it was the result of hidden structural damage, maintenance practices, and design vulnerabilities combining at exactly the wrong moment. The consequences were enormous. Every DC-10 in the United States was temporarily grounded. Maintenance procedures across the aviation industry were re-examined. Inspection standards became stricter. Aircraft certification requirements were improved. Lessons learned from Flight 191 helped shape modern aviation safety systems that continue to protect passengers today. More than 4 decades later, American Airlines Flight 191 remains a powerful reminder of aviation's most important lesson. Major disasters are rarely caused by a single failure. They happen when small problems, overlooked warnings, and hidden vulnerabilities align into a chain of events that nobody expects until it's too late. And on a clear afternoon in Chicago, that chain lasted less than a minute. Yet it changed aviation